Are you ready? I said, are you ready? You are listening to Voice of the Fans Sportscast, brought to you by none other than the voices of the fans. Discussing football, basketball, news, trending topics. The one-stop shop for all things sports. Voice of the Fans Sportscast. Hosted by none other than Ben Swift Reynolds, Taylor Gatwood, and Tyler Wright. Voice of the Fans Sportscast. Voice of the Fans Sportscast. Voice of the Fans Sportscast.
Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Voice of the Fans Sportscast. I'm your host, Ben Swift Reynolds. We have Taylor Gatwood, T. Wright, Professor Flowers, and 100% RC with us tonight. What's up, fellas? We in here? Yes, sir.
Hump day Wednesday.
Yes, sir. That's all I tell myself. Like, hey, you off tomorrow, man. Just get through this route. Yeah, it was a long, hot day. Hot, man.
Is it spring? Isn't it spring here? Ain't it spring?
Yeah, I don't know what it is. Flowers, winter.
I think ain't like the day of spring was Monday or something like that.
Man, we had a little cold front. We didn't know what it was.
Yeah, it was like 30. It was 30 like 2 days ago.
It was 50.
Man.
It was like 50-something degrees when I woke up. I wore a hoodie to work. I was hot.
It got hot real quick today.
That man wearing a hoodie, bro. You know you're gonna get hot fast though.
I ain't even make it all day with the hoodie, man.
No. So this past weekend, y'all know we went to Pensacola. I'm about to say something else. Pensacola, Florida, and my son he played on the 7-on-7 team. So we won the tournament this past weekend. You know what I'm saying? We went undefeated. Undefeated. Let's go.
Okay.
Undefeated. I got a little pictures for y'all right here.
Yeah,
As y'all see.
I saw Zane post that picture of him catching the touchdown.
Yeah, he had, as they say, Zane had six touchdowns. So,
man.
yeah, bro. And y'all see the guy in the back? He got the black hoodie on.
Yeah.
The man, he's playing in the NFL.
Okay. Who is that?
It's Harold. I forgot his last name. Harold. He played for the Patriots a couple of years.
But how you gonna forget NFL players' last name?
Because, man, names, man, I forget sometimes. And as y'all can see right here,
Billy Baker.
Ben Baker.
Yes, sir. And so I'm like hey, I'm like Shaq. I got the ring with me today.
No, Ben,
You
you
know
like
what I'm
Kevin. Ben, you like Kevin Hart, bro.
Man, hey, I'm a lot taller than Kevin. Tyler, why you laughing? We the same height, bro.
What idea?
Why is he laughing?
See, Ben be ready to throw me under the bus. I wasn't laughing so high.
Hey, Tyler had to cut off his camera.
He's laughing at the joke. Come on.
I was laughing at Flowers.
You didn't catch what I said.
What'd you say?
I said you look like Billy Baker.
and you're not talking
with
to me.
the jokes.
Hey, bro, listen. Why did they give why is the ring so doggone big, man? Like,
I don't know, man.
That is a big ring.
Listen,
I guess they want to
show.
show you a champion. When people see it, have it on,
bro,
they
listen,
want to see.
Like you got that at the bubblegum machine, man. That's a big like, it's huge, man.
Hey, it's going in my trophy case, and you know what I'm saying? I'm just stacking my resume right now. I should be getting a call from the NFL real soon as a DB coach. So we're gonna see.
Harold, the guy's name is Harold Shaw. I know him, but I was trying to.
I couldn't remember his last name. Yeah, you know him. Yeah, he know Angie.
His son plays for
Oak Grove.
His son is in that picture. I saw him.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Y'all know his last name?
Shaw.
Harold Shaw.
Yeah.
He played for Southern Miss.
What position did he
playing
play?
Southern Miss.
Played running back.
Okay.
So yeah. So we had an elite team out there. And so, like I said, I'm just stacking my resume at this point.
What's
Put
wrong
the
with that?
call up.
Ben Belichick.
Yes, sir.
I think I'll hire RC as my DC, maybe QB coach.
That's a no. That's a no go. That's a no go. No, man. Listen, them kids they probably a handful like them boys ain't
Yeah,
gonna
they
do
are.
it.
Hey, it was so funny, because Coach T's son would just go like he would get mad, and Coach T would yell at him that he said something to Coach T. He like, you ain't gonna talk back to me, and you rolled me. You ain't gonna that joke was so funny, man. He said, you ain't gonna talk back to me, and you rolled me down here. He said, nah.
Leave you down here.
Yeah.
Hey, I'll be the offensive coordinator. If Bill O'Brien can be an offensive coordinator, I think I can.
That's true, man. But hey, 7-on-7, man, is definitely taking off. We saw a lot of big name high school players playing in it. They got different grades, of course, different ages.
Right.
There was like teams all over the place. Actually, we going to a bigger tournament. I believe it's in Alabama this weekend. So we got another big tournament. And it's gonna be crazy because a couple of our coaches gonna be out. So I'm literally gonna have to run the defense by myself. Then Coach Carroll gonna have to run, he's gonna run the O. So we gonna see. So it's gonna
Good
be
luck,
good.
yeah.
Pictures and everything posted to be well.
A lot of cover 3 in y'all future. I can tell you that.
Hey, we need to throw that in there right now. We just got like a couple of cover. We got cover 2 and the man, and a couple of zones, and a couple of wrinkles. But you know how it is. Let's go and get into it. NFC South draft needs. We saw free agency still going on right now. Teams trying to fill needs, and the Panthers are making a lot of big moves. So who had the Panthers? Oh, you got Wood, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So what do you think they need? They just added Adam Thielen at receiver. I believe they had a safety. Was it? No, it wasn't Bates. He went to the Falcons.
They got Von Bell.
Von Bell, that's who it is. The other safety, yeah. So
Yeah.
what do you think they're going with?
Well, they traded up for the number 1 pick, so it's obvious they're getting the quarterback. I think they met with C.J. Stroud today, or they were at his pro day, or whatever. So you never know; he might get picked number 1, but who knows? Could be Bryce Young. But yeah, they need a quarterback. I think they need to get another receiver. Adam Thielen's he's a solid, I guess, number 2 now. He might be a number 3 now.
Number 3.
And they still have Terrace Marshall, but I still think they need to get another young guy since they got rid of DJ Moore. They need to get somebody else if they're going to draft a quarterback first overall to help them out. They have a solid.
Didn't they lose Dante Foreman in free agency?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but they picked up Miles Sanders though.
Ooh, that's right.
They have some weapons over there. Their offensive line solid. I think they need another edge rusher though.
Yeah.
They have a pretty good secondary. They have
already Jason.
They have Von Bell, Jeremy Chin, Dante Jackson. I think they're good in the secondary. But yeah, probably their most needs are quarterback, another receiver, and D-line.
Let me ask you this: the Panthers moved up to number 2 spot, right? Number one. Number one spot. Would you just take a couple? Just trade down a little bit, especially if you iron Levis.
No, they already traded up for number 1, bro. They taking that pick.
I mean, they were talking about some people have Levis actually on their second quarterback on their board, which is crazy to me. I don't know why, but I think luckily for us, CJ Stroud had a good pro day, so maybe that boost him up back up to the second spot. But they said half the NFL are high on Levis, and some guys say, you know what, just be bold, just go crazy and just take Richardson.
And number
1. Somebody said just put all chips in and just take Richardson.
Whoever their guy is, they're gonna take him at number 1. I mean, whether it's Richardson, Stroud, Bryce Young, I can't see a scenario where Will Levis goes number 1. If that happens, then the Panthers don't know what they're doing.
Well, they haven't drafted a quarterback since Cam Newton. So they had a couple of musical chairs quarterbacks in there. But yeah, if I'm there, I'm just taking a safe pick. Like I always said, Young is the safest pick. So they said they were talking about how Young played, how his height, people look at his height, but he just make the throws at his height, and people like how he's seeing over the middle of the field, how he's seeing some of these passes, and that's where accuracy playing, as RC mentioned. So they say Young is just doing his thing, like he making throws that that people question like how he's seeing the field if he's that tall. But I believe he's the safest pick in my opinion. So Flowers, who did you have?
I had them Dirty Birds.
Hear about the Falcons right now.
Atlanta, I think they're picking number 8. A lot of needs for Atlanta, in my opinion. I mean, they need a quarterback. I'm quite sure they'll probably ride the pine with Heineke this year. He'll beat out Ritter if they don't draft anybody or trade for Lamar. Worst case scenario, let's say they didn't trade for Lamar and they were sitting at 8. I probably would ride with Taylor Heineke and probably build depth for my team because you'll be in a better position next year to get a better quarterback. I kind of feel Carolina, and I hope Carolina know who they want because I feel like they gave away a lot to go up to 1, and the quarterbacks are not generational, so I just kind of feel like they gave up a lot. But Atlanta, I feel like Atlanta needs a corner. I feel like they need an edge rusher. They were last in the NFL, if not last, next to last or third to last in third down conversions, getting the defense off the field. So they'll need a corner opposite of the Terrell kid, or they need an edge rusher. So I'm going edge rusher, corner. Never can get wrong with building depth on the offensive and defensive lines. And maybe in the 4th and 5th rounds, they maybe can add a skilled player to try to build onto the offense. But mainly they need to go defense.
So, yeah, I think so too. They had a lot of holes in their defense of backfield. Well, not really in the secondary, but linebackers and definitely on the DN side.
Can't get pressure. The secondary can hold up so long.
And so they got a couple of good corners, and like I said, they just signed Bates. So they trend in the right direction. I feel like they need receivers too, like Drake London and who's the other
add on to it. They got to add on.
Drake London, Kyle Pitts. I mean, they really don't have much. What's his name? Zacchaeus. I can't remember his last name.
I can't remember his last name either.
Yeah.
And let me throw this in for Atlanta also, because I think they're also in a spot to where they possibly can trade down and get more so they can add.
That's right. So who's really at 8 right now? Who are we thinking at 8?
Anthony
it's a good
quarterback.
You can get a good player at 8, whether it's a quarterback or just a skill position or edge rusher. They have a lot of options. They can draft a tackle. They can draft a corner. They can draft a rush in defensive tackle. They can go so many ways with that pick right there.
So what you go? Do you go needs or you go best player? Right,
I'm
there,
a need
available.
I mean, the way Atlanta is built right now, it has to be needs. So it makes you wonder: do they trade down? Can they get extra picks to build on this team? I'm not saying trade from 9 to 25 or something like that. But if you maybe can go
15 range.
No, I wouldn't say no later. Yeah, no later than 15. But I'm saying you don't trade down no more than 4 or 5 picks if you do trade down.
That's right. All right, RC.
Somebody's gonna snag Jalen Carter in the late, like I feel like 8 through 10.
If Jalen Carter's right there, I can see Atlanta taking him. But I do wonder about Jalen Carter because of that pro day showing.
Yeah,
I do kind of wonder about him.
Yeah, he came in overweight.
Overweight, you got to.
Somebody did bring up that point. He did just lose somebody. They were trying to press charges. Well, they want to try to press charges, but they were acting like he was in trouble too.
They blew it out of proportion.
Yeah.
And the headlines are so misleading. Because the first thing you see is the kid is arrested, and come to find out, when you look deeper into the story, he's a passenger riding with somebody he wasn't even driving. So, what was the point of putting in bold headlines that the man got arrested?
Exactly. And that man, he probably already feeling the loss of some friends and
teammate.
Yeah, teammate. You know what I'm saying? So
he's seen it. He witnessed it. He probably witnessed the accident, probably.
And so that's probably another reason why you put on all that weight, man. Getting yourself to go train, knowing that all that transpired that night. I understand. So hopefully he can get back on the grind.
I hope so.
Yeah.
All right, RC, you have the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Y'all riding with Kyle Trask. Well, Baker. Well, y'all riding with Baker, really.
I think this is going to have the post Brady effect. They're going to need a future quarterback or future cornerstone piece to build around. I don't know if that's a receiver that they draft. I don't know if that's a quarterback they draft. Rush in. They at 19. They picking at number 19. Maybe they move up and try to get Will Anderson. You need something to build around. Who's the next wave or the next guy you're going to build around to say? Because it ain't going to be Baker or Trask. I think I can see them make a move. But I really don't know what Tampa Bay strategy will be now post Brady, because it's kind of like when LeBron leaves the team, they kind of just they're lost. Like you don't really know where you're going from there.
I think it was Levante David that came out there talking about he might be gone. I can't remember which linebacker it was.
He came back.
What was the other one? Not Levante.
Devin White.
Okay, David signed a contract, or he just came? He just said
no. He signed a 1-year deal back with him. Levante David.
Okay.
Well, I think this too. They're doomed because they have a head coach who can't get that job done, man. Like that dude was with the Jets. Dude should never have gotten the job. I'm one of those people that believe that certain people just don't fit with certain teams, and he's just not. He's that guy. Wherever he goes, he's a defensive coordinator. I hate to say it about him, but that's just my feeling. When I look at him, I see defensive coordinator, not a head coach. So they need a head coach too.
Why do defensive coordinators like take jobs like that? Like where they got most of the time when DC take a head coach job, he got to build a franchise up. It's not most of the time it's not already in place. Like they literally got built from scratch, and it seems like they don't do a good job. Like we saw with DA when he went to the Raiders, he tried to build that. And then we saw with the Jets, before the Jets, not Rex Ryan, but I'm thinking about Adam Gase. Never mind, not him.
You just named two bad organizations.
Yeah, but still, but if you look at most of the jobs,
Lovie
the DCs, Lovie Smith with the Bears, well, not with the Bears, but with Houston, they take the dead end jobs and they got to build a franchise up. Like you think of,
a lot of them.
I can't be mad that you offer me $25 million to coach for 4 years. You fire me after one. I still get my money. Hey, come on now.
I totally agree with that, but that goes against what you have guys
your resume
and crying in the media about black coaches not getting jobs, but then they take the stupid job. Like in college football, you can't. If you're a black head coach, you can't go to Michigan and coach. Those alums, they're not ready for that. You need to go to South. You need to go to South Florida. You need to know what jobs to take where you could be there for a while. Because Michigan, Ohio State, USC, they want to win right now, and you're not gonna have 4 years to build it. So in the NFL as well, you're not. Right now, D'Amico ain't gonna have forever. That's why he made them give him 6 years.
He might have some grace.
No.
I think Byron Leftwich should have got the Bucs head coaching job.
I don't think it was him. I think it was a little bit of Brady. I think
Byron should have got the job though. He should have got the job.
He should have got the job, but I feel like Brady helped out a lot. But when you saw the offense fell off when Brady couldn't do what he needed to do.
You got that wrong. Brady you're a coach now. If your players aren't listening to you, you're gonna lose.
Every time.
When he listened to Brady, when Brady was listening to him and taking his advice, and they were working together, they won, man. It wasn't Brady solely by himself. Brady can't coach and play. It don't work like that.
Well, I'm saying when Brady performance fell off, he couldn't maintain that performance that Brian Leftwich needed. You know, when he called the plays, because a lot of times they wanted to push the ball downfield, but Brady, so he gets slight pressure, he folded. It just like he lost a lot.
Bro, Brady's 56 years old, man.
Yeah, that's why he lost a lot. He lost a lot.
It was time for him to fold. Like he's been folded about 5 years ago.
Exactly. So it didn't help. And that performance by Brady and what the offense did, it didn't help out Leftwich. Guy, he did interview for a couple of jobs, and they're like, nah, you know, he's not a right fit for us.
But listen to this real quick. Look at the offensive talent. This is why it's bad for a DC to get a team like the Saints, have all that offensive skill, firepower, and then you have a defensive-minded head coach who don't really, he want to run the ball and play defense. He don't really want to air it out. He want to give his defense a chance to rest. He want to run the football. So that's what Ty Bowles do with his defense. He want to run the football with Jones and Leonard Fournette, and then Brady want to air that thing out. So it's just a bad fit. They need a head coach. Can they draft a head coach?
Well, we're gonna trade for. We're gonna see if Leftwich get another chance at a job. He should have took that Jacksonville job when it was open at the time.
Well, you don't get along with the GM though. Hey, what's the point?
Yeah, but he would have had a chance though. All right, yeah. T. Wright, the Saints on the clock.
The great Saints. We got the 29th pick.
Really?
We got a 40th. Yeah, and we got the 40th pick too. What I think we really need is an edge because Cam is getting old, and we lost
Davenport. Yep.
Yeah. But I think because I like the receiver out of Tennessee. I'm not gonna lie, Hyatt. So I think maybe we can get Hyatt if he's there first, and I like the other guy from Georgia, Nolan Smith.
Right.
So you looking at receiver? That's what you. I think receiver too. Because our O-line is straight. It's not like we just signed somebody from dang it, what team was that? But anyway, we signed him and to bring in. So most of the time we build through free agency by we signing O-linemen that can play multiple positions on the line. And our O-line was basically in the top 10. You know what I'm saying? So I don't think that's the issue. And Pete, he restructured his contract for us. So they cleared up more money. So that means he's coming back. Pete is not terrible. He just have lapses sometimes. You know, really bad lapses. But I feel like we keep pouring on the firepower.
Yeah.
They were talking about Saints moving up. I don't know how far that kid from Ohio State gonna go. I don't know. Is he top 10?
Who?
Top 15? I can't say his name.
Jackson.
Jackson.
Mm-hmm. They said, well, Saints do they with all a lot of players, but they had lunch with them a couple of days ago with some other guys too. So
we the New Orleans Buckeyes.
Yeah, pretty much. And they said the Saints always move up, so I don't know how far they'll move up, but I think the time is now. You get Derek Carr no weapon, and then
might go top 10, huh?
I think top 15.
15. Yeah, top
15. I think in top 15. But I don't know how far the Saints are willing to trade up. I don't think we can get up that far to get him. They had Zay Flowers. Yeah, they had Zay Flowers falling to us, but I don't like Zay Flowers' build. I don't know if that's your cousin or not, Flowers, but I don't really like his build.
See how big I am?
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I don't know that. I just don't like skinny, small receivers like that.
Like Tyreek Hill?
Take the top off, though, man.
Tyreek Hill, he's built, though. Tyreek Hill is not small.
Why you don't like those receivers?
See, Ben, this is where you mess up at. Like, you looking at the now. What can Zay Flowers project himself into when he get a year into the weight room?
I mean, Chris Olave.
But he put on like 10 pounds. He's still like 180.
Chris Olave is not a big guy, bro.
He's not.
Chris Olave like 6 foot. He's like 6 foot though. Zay Flowers was like 5'9", 5'8".
Chris Olave looked like Prince, man. Like you really look at Chris Olave.
Y'all guys, look, come on now, look.
Look up Zay Flowers.
Man, Ben ain't seen his tape, man.
I seen
Look
his
at
tape,
his
but
tape.
I don't know, man. I don't like this build, bro. I just don't like it.
I like Jordan Addison.
Fast. He's not like lightning fast.
I like Jordan
Kenny,
Addison
you know.
from USC.
The Addison kid is pretty good.
Yeah, the
Yeah, I
Addison,
like
they had the
he might be
Saints
the
going
second
after the
best
Addison
receiver
kid.
to me. Second or third.
Yeah, I like the Addison kid, no doubt.
But what Zay Flowers? What? Hold on,
I'm not sure. That's what I was asking. I thought he was taller than 5'9".
Yeah, well, look that up. How tall is Zay Flowers? Cause I know he
Zay
just
Flowers
put 10
like
on 10
6'2".
pounds, and he just got like
He's
now he's
5'10".
like
They
180.
say he's 5'10".
I don't think he's 5'10". He about 5'8".
Says he's 5'10".
5'10". I mean, he's
That's
been to the
dang lie.
combine, so they got the measurements.
Bro, listen. Bro, listen. You gotta stop with this.
They pay up.
This is
what's his
not
weight?
Smith was 5'9".
Bro,
This
is not Madden football, man. This dude, you watch his he is hard to tackle, man.
At Boston College, he was at Boston College doing this. Come on, think about this.
4.42.
What was his 40?
4.42.
But Ben, listen, I saw something now where he was linked to a certain team. I ain't gonna say no names. A few teams that you better not let get him because in all of them playoff teams, you don't need to let him end up somewhere in your division or in my division or in the Dallas division because those teams, you know, the little shifty receivers like that get with the right offensive mind. You might be right. Don't need to be go with an offensive mind. Man,
we lost.
I mean, we already tried Brandon Cooks out. You see Brandon Cooks getting passed around like a blunt right now. So
Brandon Cooks is a good receiver though.
He is.
He's done.
He is, man.
He's on his fourth team.
Family friendly, dude.
He's on his fourth team.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, man, these small receivers, man, they get knocked out the game one hit.
Out of all people, I wouldn't have thought Ben would have been the one to say that.
I mean, that's
a wild
example
from Ben. That threw me off.
I mean, man, they definitely doing this. They definitely doing the sequence. Puff pass. Cause they ain't keeping them for long. They ain't keeping them for long at all. So man, small receivers, they usually just don't. I want to say not make it, but it just it gonna have to be an offense built with other stars.
You know we lost Deontay, huh?
Who?
Deontay
Smith.
Harden. Yeah, that's another guy. He couldn't even stay on the field. He stayed injured a lot.
What about Devontae Smith? Devontae Smith small.
160.
He got height, but he got
Devontae Smith is what, 6 foot maybe?
6'1". He's 6'1".
Maybe.
Like 6'1".
Okay, you got Olave and you got Michael Thomas coming back. Why can't Zay Flowers be the slot and work?
Because we have
you know what I'm saying?
We have who?
Your boy Traquan?
He do not like Traquan.
Don't ever say that name on the pod. He's not allowed.
Shout out to Traquan Swift.
Shout out to the release of Saquon Smith. I'm speaking that into existence right now. Yeah, we have Callaway who's better than Traquan. And that
Callaway drop ball too.
Bad.
Who?
Callaway drop ball.
But he's way better than
he's not way better. He's not way better.
Yeah, but they're both mid.
Let me tell you how bad it is. Hold on, let me tell you how bad it is. When a team like the Falcons don't sign you and you try out for them and they need receivers, that's how bad Traquan is. When the Falcons turn you down, then you know you have a problem. So I'm about to pull up the Rashid. Right, I can't.
He's nice.
Yeah, Rashid. Shaheed, something like that. That's the other receiver right there. So I feel like I think we good at receiver to be honest, but I just like to see another weapon. So that's the NFC South draft breakdown. I mean, all power to Zay Flowers, hope he succeed, but I just don't like his build.
So when you had, let's say most teams keep 5 to 6 or maybe I don't know how many receivers, maybe 5 or 6. So you want all Terrell Owens? You want every one of them like T.O.?
No, someone could be like Marvin Harrison or you know what I'm saying?
Do you realize what you're asking for?
Marvin Harrison was a $180.
Hey,
Right.
but hey,
He
that
was
was
Zay
one of the best
Flowers.
route runners I ever seen in my life.
He
So
was Zay
that's
Flowers'
different.
son. He was
You ain't
Zay
even watched
Flowers'
Zay
son.
Flowers' tape, Ben.
Watch
Marvin
the tape,
Harrison might have been 6 foot. Might have been 6 foot.
I
Zay
promise
Flowers.
you. Well, if he might have been 6 foot, Zay Flowers is definitely like 5'8".
But you see what Marvin did.
You always pick the most random people to pick on. Zay Flowers
He
would
can't-
support you, man.
You better not let him end up. You better not let him fall and end up one of them
With the
playoff teams.
49ers?
You better not let it. You better not let that happen.
I
Don't
ain't
give him
worried. Y'all got
Hey, look! Don't let him
Sam
get to
Darnold.
a team. Don't let him get to a
Mr.
team that can use and they can scheme it up for him real good.
I got
That's all it
Mr.
takes.
I see ghosts back there, so I ain't worried about that. All right.
You gonna eat them words, brother, like you always do.
Watch him win
I don't
Rookie
think
of
I
the Year.
will.
Oh, they ain't got the schedule yet.
He gonna win
We don't-
Rookie of the Year.
Hey, we don't play the South. We don't play y'all. We play the Cowboys division. You already know what division you play. So we play the NFC, the NFC East, and I think the AFC East. So
All right, so let's get to Cam Newton real quick so we can get that out the way. It's not gonna take long, promise you that.
It will.
Here we go.
We're gonna make this long just for you.
It's gonna be a dog fight.
All right, here we go.
How these randoms keep getting jobs. Don't worry about it. I'm gonna show you. I can't wait to show you. I love it. I love it.
Duck. Overthrown. Safety gonna eat him up.
I'm seeing a lot of
Interception.
people
He talking about
calling the
safety
idea,
gonna
and
eat.
it's official. I will be throwing at Auburn's Pro Day Tuesday.
118.
Overthrown.
180.
180.
All right. So we saw that.
Some
And
dimes.
RC, you did something about that QB.
Got my controller out, boy. He got me.
You
boy.
did something about that QB. And so here's his pro day.
Man,
We have it right here. His pro day.
bro, listen, man, y'all. Hey, let's do it,
He's
Cam.
gonna throw the one overthrow. He's showing
You
the
already
one.
know it.
See, let me tell you something about this video right here. I'm about to show you. He just threw his arm off. He just threw his arm out right there.
God.
Right
God.
there. He literally just ruined his arm right there. I know that type of pass.
That was triangle. Triangle was open. He hit triangle.
He put every ounce of power into that throw to get it down there. And he definitely gonna feel it in the morning. And it was kind of slight on the throw. So how many yards was that? 40?
I'm not sure.
Look about 40 to me.
They hate greatness, Tyler.
Come on, man.
Nah, you can't say that. Hey, it's greatness over here. Nah, it's none of that. I'm just turning like it is. Let's go and get this man. Cam Newton. He's just trying to stay relevant right now. He talking about he's better than 32 quarterbacks in the NFL.
No, quote him right. No,
but-
he didn't say he was better. He said he wasn't the worst. He said, he's 32 quarterbacks out there better than him. Quote him right. Quote him
So
right.
let me ask him. So is he willing to take a backup role and shut his mouth? That's what I want to know. Is he willing to do that?
Yeah.
Question. Only he can answer that question.
We already know the answer to that.
He's better than Kenny Pickett, bro.
Caltraz, Baker
Crickets?
Mayfield.
Crickets? No.
Yeah.
No,
Caltraz, Baker Mayfield.
Trey Lance.
He literally just threw his arm out on that
Geno
one
Smith.
deep pass
Listen,
of
hold
40
on, man.
yards.
Hold up, man. Listen,
And I may be generous
I need
in
you to
that
do this for me. I need you to do
aspect.
this for me. You got to stop being biased. You sound like
I'm
Skip and
not. I'm
Shannon.
just.
You being biased because you don't like Cam Newton. Okay, take the hatred out and let's just talk football right now. Look at the National Football League, the way the landscape is. Josh Johnson played in the NFC Championship game. You mean tell me Cam Newton coming off the bench, come in that game versus Josh Johnson come into that game against Philadelphia? You think Kyle Shanahan with 6'4", 6'5", 200 and whatever, still got a live arm and can run the ball. You think he wasn't gonna use that?
So, all right.
They
So let me ask you
think he can
this:
use that?
What
You think he can use that? No, you answer my question first. You think Josh Johnson better than Cam Newton?
No, but he is gonna turn the ball over in that game, just like Josh Johnson. That's a guarantee.
No, bro.
That's a guarantee.
Listen.
All right. So, why would you want to sign Cam Newton if he ain't really bringing nothing to the table, but he has that same ego that drives a wedge between
I don't care
him
about the
and
ego.
coaches?
No,
His ego is a problem. That's the problem. It's not about 32 other
That's not the
quarterbacks being
problem.
better than him. It's about
what
him
makes
selling
his
for a
ego
role.
problem?
That's not the problem.
That
So you
intro
saying
to
so
ain't
so
nobody tell me.
basically what you're saying, if he get in the
That
locker room,
whole
he's gonna be
intro
a
was the
locker room
problem.
champion.
Y'all don't see there's a problem. That whole thing was a problem. Why
You
would
think
I
he's gonna be
want
like
that behind my ear? Talking about Cody, oh no, I'm better
But
than him.
hold on, man. But you was okay with Marcus Mariota being the starting quarterback for the Atlanta Falcons?
Yeah, Kai, he was quiet. Like he knew.
Oh
his
yeah,
role was.
Atlanta. I mean,
Cam
what's wrong?
Newton.
Yeah, you're right,
Hey,
Atlanta.
we
Oh,
already saw this experiment in New England, right?
he was
Yeah.
successful.
That's
He
not
caught COVID.
That's
He
not his
caught
offense.
COVID. He was
Bro.
successful until he caught COVID.
You can't build a
Don't
Brady.
make me pull it.
a year
Gadwood,
before-
pull the stats. Pull the stats.
Pull the stats before COVID and after COVID.
He was terrible.
They were
Right.
winning before he
I
caught
wish I had-
COVID.
I got a new nickname for Ben. It's Ben Perkins. You is bad.
Carry on.
Listen,
Carry
bro.
on.
Listen, how is it okay for like Geno been in the league 10 plus years? He's 32. Cam's 33 years old. Listen to me, man. 32-year-old Geno Smith just got a huge contract because that team gave him an opportunity and they built around him. Okay, look at the who is quarterback in the Washington Commanders right now? Who?
That's true.
Who's their quarterback? Then you
Sam
keep.
Howell.
Then you go. Okay, Sam Howell. You don't think Cam Newton's better than Sam Howell?
That's not the problem. The problem is his inflated ego that need to be brought down a notch.
Stop this, man.
What?
That's the problem.
His ego ain't got nothing to do with it. Man.
Yeah, it is. Cause he think he's some type of superstar, but I'm sorry.
He's
to
an
tell him,
MVP.
He's a washed MVP.
No, he's not. What? Listen. Carson Wentz gonna get.
How the hell did Carson Wentz
is
get
washed.
another opportunity?
He's
Like, come on,
washed.
man.
Yeah, seriously.
All right, come on, y'all get me with this. Cam Newton is not the same player. His arm is shot. Yeah, and like they're saying in the comments, he's right. There isn't 32 quarterbacks better than him. There's 68. You know what I'm saying? There's more.
That's crazy, man.
It's more than that because he's living in a fancy world. Look, we already talking about the endless.
Jared Stidham is better than him.
Jared Stidham don't run his mouth and be a problem.
Jimmy Garoppolo better. Jimmy Garoppolo better.
Go home. Let me ask you this: Why didn't Ron Rivera give him a call? Like you said perfectly. Washington needs a quarterback. Why haven't they called Cam?
They are showing interest right now. Cam is medically cleared to play football. Listen, let me explain something.
Did they come out of Cam Newton camp or they came out of Washington camp?
Listen, they have always. Those two camps have all. Cam didn't play football last year. It wasn't because of he couldn't play football. He had issues off the field with kids. It's something with his family. What had nothing to do with football. But my point is this: take Cam Newton right now and say, okay, let's say the same opportunity the 49ers just gave Sam Darnold. Put Cam Newton in San Francisco with Kyle Shanahan and say, listen, Trey Lance and Cam Newton are mirror images of each other. Okay. The one thing he can at least go in and push Trey Lance, like challenge Trey Lance. I believe Cam Newton is good enough, still good enough, to make a team better. He just got to be with the right coach. Geno Smith is not better than Cam Newton. He just got a coach that believes in him.
So why you haven't got a chance then? If the 49ers were perfect fit for him, why didn't he get a chance?
Kobe and Bill Belichick.
Come on, man. Look, come on. How about a shot arm and a boosted ego? How about those two things?
Ben, when have you ever heard a teammate come out and talk bad about Cam Newton, though?
Never heard of it. Never heard it.
Me either.
Never gonna hear it. Ain't gonna hear it. You're the only person I've heard talk crazy about him like this, man.
And who had taken up for Cam Newton and said, yeah, he needs a job from the Panthers, from another team. Football.
Wait, man.
Come on.
Colin Kaepernick is 34 years old.
Okay.
So you think Colin Kaepernick couldn't play in the National Football League if somebody gave him an opportunity?
It's not about playing. It's about being efficient. Cam Newton's not going to be efficient.
It's about opportunity.
Opportunity.
He ruined that. Yes, he ruined it with his.
How did he ruin it?
Boring.
No, you don't like
it.
Just because he's saying what 32 quarterbacks are better than me. I'm supposed to get mad because he say that.
I laughed. I said this dude's a joke.
But
he's a joke.
He's trying to show the world he's trying to compete. I'm supposed to
know what they already know what he can do. What is he showing them that he can underthrow and underthrow players?
What quarterback?
We already know you can do that, Cam. You don't need to go to pro day to show us you can do that.
What quarterback have we seen under Bill Belichick? Mac Jones 1 year looked great, the next year looked lost. Huh?
They didn't have no OC. They didn't have OC last year.
Okay, but wait. That speaks volume to the issue that we have here. He decided to go into a regular season without an offensive coordinator.
Who was that?
The greatest coach ever.
But when Cam Newton was there, he had an OC and they looked terrible. Even what happened when you went back to Carolina?
I realize now that this has nothing to do with Cam. This is personal.
This has everything to do with
Carolina.
This has to do with a person playing quarterback in the NFL.
I was like,
carry on like a toddler,
bro. I was
because
like Russell Wilson. You gotta go get therapy for this, man.
He's feeling entitled to something that he's lost.
You gotta go. You gotta get therapy. I was saying Russell Wilson had me the same way. I was mad about everything Russell Wilson did until one night on a Monday Night Football game. He just it's just like I said, bro. This dude is different. Let me quit hating him because the more I hate him, the better he gets. You got to take.
So Cam Newton getting better. I mean, I'm not hating, but I'm just calling it a spade, and
so I feel like
he's done.
You don't think he can be successful given the same opportunity that Geno got?
No, I mean no, because first of all, like I'm saying again for the umpteenth time, his arm is shot. He cannot be successful.
Let me give you a fair assessment. Let me give you a fair assessment of Cam Newton. There's two things that I question about Cam. I agree with Ben with his arm. Like I remember when he played y'all on Monday Night Football. I don't know who hit him, but it was like third or fourth down. He threw it in the ground. He ain't been right ever since. Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah. My second thing about Cam is he willing to be a mentor? And I think that's the main question.
That's my gripe.
He cannot be a backup and a mentor.
That's not what you said.
He will not. He won't get
That's why I've been thinking.
That's a fair assessment, but you add extra to it.
I'm gonna push back on that, Flowers, because
go ahead. Push.
The last time Drew Brees' arm was alive was in San Diego. One Sunday afternoon, his arm died, and the Saints went on to win the Super Bowl with a shot on quarterback.
Let me stop you right there, sir. What you mean? Cam Newton is not as accurate as Drew. Drew made up for that with accuracy. Cam Newton can barely hit the backside.
Didn't take the same punishment neither.
Okay,
I'm pretty sure the football won't make it to the bar.
Define accuracy when you're throwing 5 yard, 10 yard. I mean,
10 yard. Yeah.
And he can run.
Yes.
Hold on.
And Cam Newton, hold on. What would Cam Newton assess me? He couldn't hit the short passes just like Jameis. He oversell players on short passes.
Listen to me. You had a coach in Sean Payton who had truly bought into that quarterback and said, "We're gonna work. I know your deficiencies. I know what you can't do. I know what you can do. So I'm gonna play to your strengths." There's a coach out there that bring Cam Newton in, and because this is a new era of football, and these coaches are catering to the quarterback. The same Cam Newton is the same problem that Lamar Jackson gonna have. Cam Newton have. If Lamar Jackson ever end up in a situation, they're gonna try to get him out the league too, because there are people out there who think like
he can't pass.
That's an effect now, RC.
That's not true, man. He can pass.
RC, he cannot pass, man. That's 10 years ago. We talk about now.
So do you think Derek Carr just has a great arm? Like
yes, the football pops out his hand.
Okay, but just 2 years ago you said Jameis Winston he was just great.
Yeah, Jameis Winston has a great arm, but he's not accurate. That's the same problem that
Man, no,
Cam,
man.
That's the same
no,
problem
man.
Cam Newton's having. He's not accurate. That's why Jameis backing up right now.
Who is the most pro? Who's the comparison to Cam Newton? It's Josh Allen, who's not uber accurate. But when he's on,
he's more accurate than Cam.
When he's on. They take punishment, man. They're not gonna be they're not pocket passes.
Cam cannot do that what Josh Allen's doing right now. Cam cannot take that much punishment.
He did it.
He's taking the punishment. He's already taking the punishment, though. I mean, that's my assessment with it too. Now, he's played over 10 years. He's played over 10 years.
You cannot run Cam Newton like you're doing Josh Allen right now. You cannot run that same thing.
Cam did it first, bro.
I know he did it first, but we talking about now. His body's not built this. He's not going to be able to
built
withstand
8 for 17 games.
Yeah, he's not going to withstand all that. He already came out with a hurt ankle a couple years ago. Then he hurt his shoulder. His body's not going to hold up to that same running style now. There's no way.
So who the starting quarterback in Atlanta? Can somebody give me that? Is it going to be Dennis?
Probably going to be Heineke. He probably gonna
apples or oranges. One of them.
If Heineke gets another starting job, Heineke. Come on, man. You listen, bro.
I know.
You could use him in Indianapolis last year.
The difference is, do you want a guy who's cocky that you know you're gonna lose, and he gonna bring all the baggage with him? Are you gonna want a guy that's humble?
What baggage?
You know you can work with.
What's the baggage?
He don't even have
baggage. The arrogance, I'm bad. Like you not bad, bro. You just out of the league. What you like? It's all that. Like, why would I bring you in carrying all this extraness that you know good, that you haven't been good for the past couple of seasons?
Bro, listen,
and now, and why would I bring all this circus?
Let's see
all that for young players.
Let's see if Josh Allen of the world can do what Cam Newton did. Cam never had a Stephon Diggs. He never had a great nothing. Basically,
Christian McCaffrey.
Listen, no, he didn't. He didn't have Christian McCaffrey that Super Bowl year. No, he didn't.
I'm saying though, Christian McCaffrey on another world. Cam
got to a Super Bowl with a bunch of guys that I really feel like
football.
Bro, he was playing against the best defense in that season that year against with a guy. He didn't come in. He brought knives to a gunfight. But we don't argue about
it's whatever. Hey, but we already know what it is. Like we spent too much time on a guy that's not gonna be.
Please,
I hope he gets the opportunity, man.
And hey, you know what? You're right. He gonna get his opportunity in the SFL.
Please.
They got plenty of jobs over there.
No,
I'm pretty
bro.
sure. How many teams in the SFL? What, 8? Yeah, you make the argument there, Cam. You better than 8 quarterbacks in the SFL. So
somebody get Cam Newton a job, man.
SFL, Canadian League. Shoot, try 7-on-7, Cam. I'm pretty sure they got something out there for you.
But you better be careful. You might run into him in
7-on-7.
We ran to the Mario Davis team.
Yeah,
when we was in Pittsburgh. So hey, you may be right. Yeah, I'd be so happy I beat his team if you do have one.
So you better talk.
I'll be like this. I'm like, hey Cam, I can do this.
No, you won't. You will not say that to his face.
Wow. You ain't seen. You seen Cam, bro?
Yeah,
I'm telling you.
He wear his white clothing. I ain't worried about that.
You'd ask for his autograph. You'd be fanboy.
I hope Cam sees it. He'll be in there one of these 7.
I'm gonna send it to him.
Y'all remember when that kid was talking smack to Cam?
Yeah.
He's a grown man. That's the difference. So let's move on to Aaron Rodgers, right? Aaron Rodgers, another one right now. RC, this used to be your guy, man.
Yeah, he's still my guy. He's just crazy.
He's saying that he's going to the Jets. He's just trying to not let Green Bay get a whole bunch of
Packers holding it up.
He's trying to see who all over there first.
He's not trying to let them get more than they want. Well, he say Packers holding it up. He's saying the Packers holding it up, but I don't know, man.
They won't trade. They probably want a first rounder for him, and the Jets don't want to give a first rounder for him, and I wouldn't either.
Me neither.
So he basically
second. Yeah, I mean, no, he ain't stuck. I think the Jets are just playing chicken with him. Far as, hey, if the Jets can get past the draft and save they pick and draft and then get them, that's a win-win for them. You know, honestly, the Jets will be doing the Packers a favor by taking all that money off their cap. So, I mean, it's kind of, I mean, the Packers don't want them. So,
Right
I
now,
mean, you're not gonna get everything you want for them.
right now, I know they being petty right now because Aaron Rodgers is being petty. Is being petty. So they basically playing this game of pettiness, and they trying to hold out. Shoot, in reality, the Packers don't really have to do anything if they don't want to, but they just trying to make Aaron Rodgers miserable right now. But it's just a whole thing with Aaron Rodgers too. Just the way he handled.
I think you're wrong, Ben.
What?
I think you're wrong. I mean, I think Aaron Rodgers is in control of the situation because he holds all the leverage. Because he can retire. You still got to pay him. You can go back to Green Bay.
Oh, he retired. If you retire, you still got to pay him.
Yeah, pay him. He's still on the book.
Oh, well, that'll be on his turn.
No, because if he unretires, he still has 2 years left on his deal. So they still have his rights. So they really can't get rid of him.
So I see. What do you think this move is gonna happen?
I don't understand with PR and his people in his ear. I mean, this is the same route Brett Favre. I mean, I don't understand what Green Bay all-time great quarterbacks want to go to New York and finish their career. Or maybe he ends up in Minnesota. I mean, that's his next route. But I just feel like for me, it's not. I feel like to me, the Jets are smart enough to realize he's not going to be there long. I believe the guy played there 1 year and he's going to retire. It's definitely not Green Bay. It's New York media. He's nonchalant. That's a bad mix, bad fit. And he's trying to dictate what the Jets do and what the Packers don't do. So that's a situation now you talk about arrogant and cocky and baggage.
Somebody pointed this out there. Like, if you just watch his interviews, he just come off as arrogant and cocky. Yeah. Like it's so thin you can feel it. Like you not even sitting in the same room with him and you can feel it.
Ben, now how can you be cool with how Aaron Rodgers come off, but not how Cam come off?
I'm not cool with Aaron Rodgers. I always take shots at Aaron.
You way more chill about how Aaron Rodgers.
You way more chill about it.
Right now.
So you done lean back in your chair. You so chill. You done lean back and sip some coffee. This is a big tell.
I call. Hold on. I had a rant on Aaron Rodgers last year.
You did
about
it's about time for another one, isn't
it? He hasn't done nothing yet so far. Like when I asked y'all the questions, last show, would y'all just say bump Aaron Rodgers? Cause he came out there listening to demands and RC was like, it's the Jets, you gotta do it. In my mind, I'm just type of guy like, man, screw you, bro. Like, don't come out with no list of demands. If you want to play here, you want to play here.
But see, the thing with the Jets,
in Green Bay.
The thing with the Jets, though, they have to do it because, I mean, what other options do they have as an organization? They haven't won nothing. They don't.
Zach Wilson, believe in it, man. Do something about that. Look,
Wilson, it can't be Aaron Rodgers.
I know I'll take Aaron Rodgers, but it can't be that bad with Zach Wilson.
2 for 1 right here, Ben, because I think Zach Rodgers likes Aaron Rodgers and vice versa.
Yeah, he look up to him.
Bring Aaron in, let Zach sit behind him.
Yeah.
Don't do that.
I mean, what I'm saying, Aaron likes the kid. I think they was in training camp together and practice together. You know, he was back and forth with Rodgers. So, you know, if there's a relationship there, you know, take that time. I think you get a 2 for 1. Let Aaron Rodgers mentor the kid and let Aaron Rodgers play.
See, that's what I don't understand about Zach Wilson. Cause he trained with Drew when he was in San Diego. Sometimes Drew go down to San Diego in the summer. And he trained with Drew for I don't know how long, but they got in some work together. So I don't believe that he's just he can't be that bad, can he?
No,
he's trash.
It just can't be. Like, it blows my mind that he can be that bad. Mike White can come in and everybody love him.
What it is,
Matt White.
What it is, I think too. It's kind of Darnold is gonna have his career is gonna be revived. You got to be those guys need to be with offensive minded coaches. And New York Jets ain't They done drafted 5 quarterbacks, and none of them did nothing for them. So
That's
it can't
crazy.
be the 5 quarterbacks. It's got to be New York Jets organization.
Yep.
And I just feel like, in some way, if you sent Zach Wilson, and I keep saying my coach, but let's send him to Philadelphia. Let's send him to Andy Reid and see what he look like.
I wanted Wilson to come to New Orleans because not because of DA, but because of Drew. Like you said, he had worked with Drew. He has a relationship with Drew also, and I thought they eventually Drew will get a job in NFL, maybe as
Drew
a QB coach. Yeah. Kyle Drew coach at Purdue. He's on Purdue. He's on somebody's staff.
Yeah, he's at Purdue.
Yeah, Purdue.
Yeah, he's at Purdue right now.
Okay, so he'll eventually be the Saints head coach for long. Because I mean, that's
See that? I was thinking him. Kyle, we fired our QB coach. I was thinking that he might come in to be our QB coach.
I didn't know he's coaching, so I believe he could be in the NFL soon. But I just feel like, man,
Yeah, that's why I was.
It's not Zach Wilson, bro. It's not Mike White. It's not Joe Flacco. It's not Mark Sanchez, Geno Smith. It's not none of them guys, bro. It's the New York. It's the curse of Joe Namath, whatever that is.
Mm-hmm. It seemed to be working. Well, let's go back to Lamar real quick. The Browns. Somebody asked I forget. I think they asked the Ravens. Who got? Oh, Ozzie Newsome is the GM, right?
Mm-hmm.
No.
Yeah.
He's
Well, Newsome stepped down. I
He
think.
stepped down. That's why I couldn't remember.
Retired,
Okay.
if I'm not mistaken.
So they asked Ozzie Newsome this question: did the Browns contract with Sean Watson complicate the things for the Ravens? And he came out and said, our owner did say that the contract did create some problems. We have to figure out if that's the norm or outlier.
It's the norm. Daniel
See,
Jones
right.
got $40 million.
Yeah.
So
I got a better one.
Okay.
Okay, Deshaun Watson, Joe Burrow are in the same division. I'm not even talking about Lamar Jackson. Let's focus on this for a minute. So when Joe gets paid and he sees what Deshaun makes, what do you think Joe gonna say?
He want $50
Come
million.
on now.
Well, they gonna pay him. The Bengals,
They
they
should.
give him that money.
So eventually the quarterback market is gonna be reset. I keep hearing all this talk about the owners. Oh, we don't want the market to reset. Hell, it's gonna reset. You just don't want to pay Lamar.
That's it.
You don't want to pay him. Because you won't have to pay Joe, you want to pay Herbert, and you can sit up here and talk about all this and that. But I'm telling you now, Deshaun Watson is in that division. Okay, so if the Bengals don't want to pay Joe, somebody's going to want to pay Joe $250.
Somebody's definitely gonna pay Joe.
That's all I'm saying.
At this point, man, pay Lamar. I don't understand. Just pay him, man. Like, you're not a good team without him. I mean, he give you the best chance of going to the playoffs every year.
Lamar,
I don't just
4 years.
Go get
200
your
million.
agent, bro.
Go get your agent.
I'm tired of seeing folks signing and Lamar ain't signed.
I agree, T. Go get your agent. Because if they continue to do it with an agent, now you have a point.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you got a point then because
I mean,
you're not gonna badmouth the agent because you're gonna have his client. And the agent got other clients too, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like Rosenthal, that's his name.
Yeah, Rosenthal, I mean anybody.
Yeah, that's what
Rock
I'm saying.
Nation,
Like
somebody.
I don't understand the Ravens' thought process with Lamar. Yeah, you're not taking him serious because you don't have an agent, but still, he give you the best chance of winning. Even that division, even with Watson in the division, they still Lamar give you the best chance of winning. Surround him with some weapons, get him some receivers, and the Palms fits. It's an easy fix. Y'all already bolstered up your defense. Just get the man some receivers and see what happens. I mean, it's not that difficult.
He's not gonna be in Baltimore. I think
they ruined their relationship.
Yeah, he think he take his last snap.
It's way too late.
The thing is, though, how are they gonna remove Lamar? Are they gonna see him in a trade or somebody? Cause like I said, they signed an undisclosed tender, so somebody gonna have to put out an offer.
It's messy.
Yeah.
I think today I heard that somebody that's representing him, and of course it was emphasized that he wasn't cleared through the Football Player Association.
Okay.
So they're saying that Lamar doesn't want a fully guaranteed deal. So he's putting it out there that, we can work something out. So I think he's really trying to get out. He's really trying to get out of Baltimore now.
I wish the Falcons would have just put in the bid. I don't even like the Falcons. Y'all know how much I hate the Falcons, but I wish they would just try to get Lamar out of there. And it would just be hilarious to see the Ravens like, dang, we gotta match that. Like
they're one of the 10 teams. As soon as Baltimore put that tender on him, you had 10 teams in a 5-minute window say we are not interested. That ain't right. Something ain't right.
Collusion?
I think it is. I mean, you can separate. I mean, think of everything that we've talked about for the past 3 months about Lamar Jackson. Is reports saying that he wants this. He's saying no. They give him the 30. Come on now. They could have gave him the other tag. They could have paid him 40+ million. They give him the 32 with a chance for people to match or offer him a contract, and nobody wants to touch him. Don't you find he's won over 70% of his games? Exactly. There's something wrong with his
I want him in New Orleans if we had the money. Like, I've been calling, like, yeah, we match it. Like, we put an offer.
It is something wrong with this picture here.
It is. RC, so how you feeling how this is gonna play out?
I think he ends. He can't go back there now. It's too messy. It's I mean, at the end of the day, it's the problem I have with it. How many of these guys that they're getting this money won MVP? Like you said, won most of their games, 7% of their games. Can you imagine him with Andy Reid or any offensive mind? Like, I mean, that's what the league is transitioning to. Like, I feel like I think he was asking for that amount of money because he realized that they're not going to address the skill position. So he's like, I'm gonna get mine up front. Whatever happens, because I'm already getting hurt. I'm already getting banged up because I'm most of the offense. But I think it plays out with him being traded to a team. Trust me, Baltimore was in this situation with Flacco a few years ago and had to wind up paying that man because, they waited. So you waited. Now, if they'd have played Lamar a few years ago, the asking price wouldn't have been so high. So I think he ends up somewhere else. Where he goes, I don't know. But wherever he goes, a fan base going to be extremely happy. So
let's look at teams that maybe can get him. Well, we already saw the Panthers make their move. The Falcons have a lot of cap. Yeah, they said it out, but I'm just trying to think of teams that could afford that type of contract. Texans. It's not real. Just a lot of teams that can probably just pay him like that.
I keep hearing us for some odd reason. It just, it depends on what he wants. How much is he willing to take up front and not guaranteed?
See, if Lamar knew he can get some of that backloaded, like a lot of these players do.
I think that's what he's trying to do. Because you're going to restructure the deal.
Yeah,
that's what Kansas City did for Mahomes. We saw the deal come out. We're like, wow, that's a lot of money, but really it was stretched out over a certain period of time. And then it's like those guys know how to make the numbers work. Let me explain something to you. Don't count nobody out. Like, expect the unexpected. Like, when I saw it in San Francisco, the first thing I said, it can't happen. Yes, it can. Tell you how it can happen. It's something about understanding how, like, Bosa still hadn't got paid yet. Bosa is going to get paid next year. But, there's a way these guys work these contracts out and these picks out, these future picks. That's why San Francisco do not value first-round picks. You know why? Because they don't have to pay nobody. They got all their quarterback is on budget. They got a quarterback that played in the NFC Championship game on a rookie deal. So he's going to be on a rookie deal coming into this year. So they're not paying all their money to their quarterbacks. They have never paid. I think they might have paid Jimmy. Jimmy was the last quarterback they paid a lot of money to. So, but trust me, they'll figure it out. Teams like Jacksonville would need him, but teams like New Orleans, Seattle, somebody going to pull the trigger on this, man. It's coming.
Seattle, that would be a good spot for him.
That would be dangerous. That would be dangerous.
Lord,
Pete Carroll gonna cater to him. Pete Carroll gonna put the right things around. He already have like DK, Tyler Lockett.
Hey man, quit talking about it. Don't talk about it. No, man.
And what we don't think about? Well, we don't say it out loud. I think about things like this. Okay, in 2 years, the contract is gonna be irrelevant.
It is. Cause we saw with Kyle Murray getting paid in the top 3, I believe it was.
Mm-hmm. Even Pat Mahomes. Okay, he was the highest paid quarterback 2 years ago. This year he'll be the 7th highest. Pat got $170 million within his first 2 years. Everything else, they're breaking it, moving it around.
Who's number one again?
Who would be number one? Who would be number one this year? Ooh, that's a good question.
I think that
Dak is probably top 5.
Yeah, I think Dak is Derek Carr. Cause they said Derek Carr is in the middle. I think Derek Carr like 7th or 8th.
Russell Wilson, maybe
Russell Wilson.
That sounds right.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. All right, let's go and jump into news and notes. Brandon Cooks was traded to the Cowboys. Flowers.
Well, can I say something about that real quick?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Cowboy fans, I'm quite sure a lot of y'all are happy about this, but my honest, wholehearted opinion, why the hell would y'all trade Amari Cooper? For Brandon Cooks, that's what you gave away for Amari Cooper. Oh, you could have kept Amari Cooper. Dak Prescott QBR rating was over 100 with Amari Cooper. It's below 90 without him.
Man, and Brandon Cooks, he don't run that route tree like Amari.
They hustling backwards, man.
Hustling, and then let Dalton Schultz go. Hustling backwards.
Yeah, Dalton Schultz, he went to the Texans. He went to he stayed in Texas.
Jerry Jones and Illuminati. That's what it is, bro.
CJ Gardner-Johnson signed with the Lions.
Lions getting hot, man. I'm putting some money on the Lions in the division.
Who got CJ?
Lions.
The safety from the Eagles?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, the Eagles done.
Well, they signed by Darius Slay and Bradbury.
I was talking to an Eagles fan I work with. He told me that the Eagles offered Gardner Johnson 2 years, like 13.5, 14, but he took that 1 year deal in Detroit.
It was that 1 year was worth 8, I think.
But Eagles offered him 2.
Yeah, that was a slap in his face. He said he felt slighted. He was worth.
I can't believe the Lions didn't re-sign Jamal Williams, but he landed on his feet.
Yeah, he landed with the Saints with the right team.
Mm-hmm.
All right, like we said, Adam Thielen, he signed with the Panthers. What else we have? Damian Harris. Now, I thought this was big, even though some people might think it's small news. He signed with the Bills. I think
that's a nice.
I feel like he should be no one back for the Bills. And
he will be
the Cup of Mary.
Yeah, that's a good thunder and lightning.
What else we have? Nobody care about OJ Howard. Sean Murphy Bunting, he signed with the Titans. I mean, Titans need a corner, so they got him. All right, and Dante Hightower retires.
Salute to him. What a career.
Salute to Dante Hightower, man.
All right, let's go ahead and dive into some basketball. All right, let's start with some LeBron news. It's not really LeBron news, but it has his name in it. So, LeBron's former teammate Mario Chalmers says NBA players are not scared to face LeBron. He said nobody fears LeBron. T. Wright. Is Mario Chalmers crazy, or he might be on to something?
I don't understand what he means by fear him.
Like when you see somebody walk on the court, you know it's gonna be a long night. And you like, dang.
I'm sure they know it's gonna be a long night, but these grown men playing.
Oh no, T. Right. When you saw Jordan walk on that court, you like,
was gonna be scared of another grown man.
Larry Bird, another great player.
You might go into the game like, okay, I'm playing Bron, I'm playing Mike. It's gonna be a long night, but you ain't shaking your boots.
Shaq, when them big men saw Shaq walk on the court, they're like,
okay, Shaq a little different, bro. Shaq a little different.
oh, and Larry Bird, man, you gotta tell me that in that back of their mind, they were intimidated.
And even if they wasn't, Brown's still giving them work, so scared or not.
But it's funny that we already know him and LeBron Mario Chalmers had their differences, so
yeah,
it might be a little hatred,
Hey, boy,
coming out on this one. But
like
Flowers, what you think about what Chalmers said?
I kind of feel like he was hating in a sense, but the Gemini in me, I kind of agree with what he says because the NBA right now is too buddy, man. Like it's cool for you to have friends, but every time you turn around, you see somebody hugging somebody, and you dapping up out to teammates and all this and all that. So maybe that's where he gets the analogy of LeBron doesn't frighten anybody or intimidate anybody. I mean, they know LeBron's gonna give them buckets, but hell, it's all love at the end of the
you have
game.
a fighting chance, yeah, and then you think you always have a chance too. I feel like when you play against, like I said, Larry Bird and Shaq, you knew that your team. You're looking at your teammates like, bro, we all pretty bad. I don't know if we can be able to pull this off. But I like with LeBron.
You like Larry Bird to a different era.
Larry Bird. If Larry Bird sitting up here got me at the top of the key telling me I'm about to jab you, go left and pull up, and it's gonna hit off the backboard and go in, and he does that.
He do just that.
And he do just that. Like I'm scared of you, man.
That's a different kind of psychological warfare right there. When somebody tell you to move and they actually do it on you, you like, bro, like you don't like nothing. Nothing go through your mind. You just blank. You just like, dang, he just snatched my soul. Like, there's nothing you can do. And that's why I feel like with LeBron. I always feel like you just got a chance with LeBron. Why I feel like when you play against Tim Duncan, I'm like, oh, that team gonna be that's team unbeatable.
But why do they say that about? Well, I guess that was his teammate, but they don't say that about somebody like Tim or some of the other greats.
I'm gonna tell you what they said about Tim. They said that a lot of people feel like they couldn't get under Tim's skin because he didn't talk, and then when he did say something, he would just do little subtle jabs at you.
Yeah, exactly. All right, see what you think about that comments.
I think if you ask Charles Barkley, let's use Scottie Pippen, who is not on him and Michael Jordan are not on good terms, he's gonna be negative. Just like this Mario Chalmers is the same situation. Why did they go ask those people for a reason? Because they want the hot take. Right now, them guys are not on the same page and probably not on speaking terms. But I think it was done in poor taste. Now, it depends on different animals, same beast. Like Kobe, you fear Kobe because of the aggression and the Mamba mentality, but LeBron's the same beast. He just do it differently. There's a lot of ways to skin a cat. You still had the Toronto Raptors could never beat him. It's a lot of these guys, they talk that talk. But like Flower said, it's kind of like eras. We come up in the era where it wasn't all what you see now. And so we expect them to be at each other's neck. But LeBron do that smiling at them. Like, that's even worse to me because, you're going to beat me, send my team home, and then sign the jersey. We're going to swap jerseys. And like, So Mario Chalmers, that was done in poor taste, bro. Y'all when they come to y'all with these takes on people you don't like, take the high road, dude. Like, done in poor taste. If you to ask somebody that was not Mario Chalmers, that didn't play with LeBron James, and that was a competitor, someone who competed like Kevin Garnett, he said, bro, he's scared of LeBron. I can hear that, but Mario Chalmers,
I don't see how these players don't give him props. Dan say they might like, I don't think they scared LeBron like that, but he did.
I'll give you an example. Paul Pierce. Paul Pierce talk mess about LeBron, but he does acknowledge him being probably the greatest player ever. And Paul Pierce will tell you, I gave that man buckets.
Yes, indeed.
So that's what I understand about if you know the player is great, like why you don't give him credit? You always can discredit a little bit, but you can always get credit.
It's the one issue I have with Shannon Sharp. Like, he never critiques LeBron James, but he critiques the shit out of Michael Jordan. But I feel like only black fan bases do this, man. Like, we don't know how to. You won't hear. I've never heard two white males arguing about who was better, Peyton Manning or Tom Brady. They don't give. They just lock into who they like, and it's that. They don't do it on television for sure.
You make a
But
point
us,
about that.
we're just
Oh yeah.
consistently at who's better, who's better, who's better, who's better. It's the same animal, just a different beast, man. They killers. They just you got the which one you want? You got a panther, and all you see is the eyes. You still gonna die. Okay, you hear me? You see the panther, you still gonna die. Or you got the animal that kills you during the daytime. Whichever one you pick, a crazy dog gonna still kill you. Like you still gonna chew on your leg. Go chew on your leg. It's really hard, man. Because I know they gonna put that mic. They look for the disgruntled brother, and he gonna say something crazy every time. I'm sick of it. Mario Chalmers. Where's Mario Chalmers been?
I know. It's like they did the show in his room.
That boy a YouTube hooper now.
You know what I'm saying? So it just, I thought it was funny coming from Mario Chalmers. I don't, that he came out and said that.
Nobody else has said it on the team. Nope. No, Birdman, Ray Allen, nobody.
Nope.
D-Wade.
Nope.
It's Mario, and we all
person
Mario
person he yelled at.
Yeah.
Have y'all ever had beef with teammates?
No.
Not me. I was a good teammate. No, I didn't have beef with nobody.
I got a permanent captain play.
Yeah, I never had trouble with teammates.
Well, I grew up with all my teammates like from kindergarten, so there wasn't no beef there.
I guess when you're millionaires and you play a sport, you're gonna carry a certain aura about yourself, or you don't carry yourself a certain way. It's just weird that, of course, none of the guys grew up with each other, but I feel like as a teammate,
athletes got
kind of like family.
Nah.
Like every team I played on, like I always grew closer with the guys. Like even guys I didn't know during summer camp, we went to play basketball and at camp. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I think that's what it is. Like we talk to respect others. Try to reconcile differences.
I let my hard work do the talking.
Mm-hmm.
You know what? I didn't know that I was a vocal leader until I had, and I know I'm going off topic. My football coach my junior year, man, I was waiting on my parents outside one day, and my coach walked up to me. He told me, "The guys look up to you. You know you could be a vocal leader for us." And I just looked at him, and it hit me. He was like, "You make a point," and I didn't try to. And he told me, "No, don't be forceful or anything." And, I took that, and that made me turn into the leader I was my senior year. So I said, leadership can go multiple ways. You can lead by example, but you work by your voice, but you just don't want to overdo it. But Mario Chalmers forgot what Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson told people a long time ago: know your role and shut your mouth.
But see, I think it's kind of like Phil Jackson and Pat Riley. One's a streamer and one's a watcher, an onlooker. It depends on. He wants you to bail yourself out, figure it out on your own. But they're both champions. So, I mean, go to hell, Mario Chalmers. That's what you do.
Nothing wrong being a role player, Mario.
Yeah.
LeBron and Wade and Bosh, the best players on that team. You played a role.
Exactly. There's nothing wrong. I don't know why people feel like playing a role is terrible. I mean, you're an intricate part.
He was good for that team. He broke my heart because I was a huge Memphis Tiger fan.
Oh, D Rose there.
Man, I heard watching that national
overtime
game of Mario Chalmers do that lucky hard shot into
overtime.
All right, so let's get into Michael Jordan. A lot of people been bashing him lately because you hear he's selling some of the ownership to the Bobcats. To the Hornets. So I want to read something that Colin Cowherd said. He tried baseball, he failed.
Dang.
He tried ownership, he was awful.
Wow.
He tried the Wizards, it bombed. Everybody understand, take out Scottie Pippen and Phil Jackson. This whole Michael Jordan mythology is sort of just that.
Wow.
Can I go first?
Yes, wow, you can go first.
Because I heard Cowherd when he said this, man. And as I was listening to this nonsense, I like Colin Cowherd, but as I was listening to this nonsense of him taking this chance of bashing Michael Jordan because he's selling ownership, You saying he felt that baseball. I'm trying to figure out how. He only played 2 years, and if he would have played longer, he probably could have made it to the major leagues. So it's not a failure. That's something he wanted to do. Okay,
Well,
you talk about
Zach,
he failed with the Wizards. He retired, came back 2, 3 years later, damn near carried him to the playoffs on one leg, and he did it for ownership, a stake of ownership. So how did he fail there? All right. Now, the one thing I do agree about with Michael Jordan is, fortunately, he took that ownership stake with the Bobcats, now the Hornets. And Charles Barkley has said this too. He feels like Michael Jordan has a lot of yes men around him. I mean, you look at the picks, Mike Kid Gilchrist, the kid from Gonzaga, the Morrison kid, and just on and on. But at the same time, hell, maybe Michael Jordan's just tired of sitting. He goes to every game. Hell, he has to sit there and watch failure. I mean, it's kind of hard. So, if he wants to sell a team, let him sell a team. But just as far as just to use this as a chance to attack what he's done, I think Cowherd was wrong with that.
yes, indeed. RC, what you
It
think
was
about
done.
what?
It was done in poor taste. It's another one of those Mario Chalmers situations where it's something personal there with Cowherd to try to, everything Michael Jordan has accomplished as an athlete, you just want to all of a sudden, just because of this, you want to throw it away. I'm going to break it down like this. When it comes to the National Basketball Association, they do not want their small market teams to succeed, especially black ownership. You only had 2 black owners in their entire history. Robert L. Johnson, whose name is Bob Johnson, used to own BET, and Michael Jordan, who took over ownership after he sold to Michael Jordan. And the issue that I have with it is, it's not a racial thing, but it's a thing it's a very glaring thing there. When Derrick Rose was coming out, they made sure Derrick Rose went to Chicago Bulls. Where is Derrick Rose from, ladies and gentlemen? Anybody know?
Chicago.
LeBron James is from Ohio. They made sure LeBron James went where?
Cleveland.
Okay, Cleveland got back-to-back draft picks. You ain't that lucky. First round overall, Cleveland drafted Kyrie Irving, I think Andrew Wiggins, or somebody. They went back to
No,
back.
Anthony Bennett. Anthony Bennett.
Okay, 2 years back to back, but then in a span of 3 or 4 years, you got 3 number 1 overall picks. Nobody's that lucky. They made sure Patrick Ewing went to the Knicks. They made sure that Anthony Davis, after Anthony Davis he leaves the freaking Pelicans and goes to LA, and made sure Zion goes there. So the NBA, they don't want their small market teams to succeed. Every year, when small market teams wake up and get ready to start a season, do any of us think they're going to win a championship? Do you think this year going to be the Atlanta Hawks? So what makes you think that the Charlotte Bobcats, who has not had but 1 number 1 overall pick, and that was Larry Johnson,
You're right about that.
That's crazy. They've never been good my whole life.
If that draft process was set up the same way the National Football League is set up, Michael Jordan would have Anthony Davis on his team. He would have Zion on his team. He would have a lot of great players on his team. You can't win when you are dictating where the players play. So, and then free agents don't just flock to Charlotte to go play. So you can't win. You could be the greatest basketball player ever, but you're not going to be the greatest owner, because that's a different level of power. They don't like black ownership. So,
the NBA need to do away with the lottery, because, like I said, it keeps teams down. And then after the rookie, let's say they do get a high rookie, you know what I'm saying? They usually leave after their rookie contract.
Yeah.
So
they did that because of the tanking, though.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They continue to tank. How much you gonna tank before you get good? And hardly ever. We finally saw the Pelicans.
The French kid, where y'all think he going?
Spurs.
Okay, how do we know this? How do we already know where he's going?
Would love to see him in Charlotte, though. I would love to see him.
But watch this. Would not surprise me now, because Michael Jordan's gone.
Boom.
If that happens, then y'all gonna look at me crazy, because now you're gonna allow 2 number 1 overall. Okay, now I can get a number 1 overall because the GOAT is out the door, or the player they say is the greatest of all time. Like, bro, it's something smell fishy in the room, bro. David Stern started this, and Silver's gonna end it. or continue to add to this legacy of BS, because even with the Chris Paul trade, when they nixed that changed the
that was a
landscape
mess.
for the Clippers. Like the Clippers went from being they weren't profitable. The Sterling situation with Donald Sterling situation was going on, and then all of a sudden he comes there, and now they're the Clippers.
Right.
Think about that, man. Like
You're right.
It just like I said, they need to do away with all this. And the Hornets, like I said, the only time the Hornets been good is when they had like Muzzy Bowl, when they had Larry Johnson. I think they had a team that actually made the
They
playoffs.
had some success
good were they
with
then,
Steven Jackson and Gerald Wallace. They had a little
But
success.
listen, had one winning season when Michael Jordan took over. But listen, I had this guy tell me, well, Michael Jordan sucks as an owner. I said, well, then the guy he bought it from sucked as an owner. And the guy they bought it from sucked as an owner. They got rid of Kobe Bryant for a bag of chips and 2 coupons for Piggly Wiggly. Like, listen, you can't tell me who was in that trade outside of Vlade Divac for Kobe Bryant. You got rid of Kobe Bryant. That's bad ownership.
And look at New Orleans now. They finally coming up. And how long Brooklyn Nets been bad? I don't think they were Brooklyn Nets back then. There was something else.
Listen, they were the New Jersey Nets, but they've been to the finals twice. Their history is much better than they're a small market. They're not a small market team. They're New Jersey, New York. They're not small market.
That's a big market team right there.
But they compared to the Knicks, like they never be what the Knicks
so what
are.
What about the Spurs, RC? Is that small market?
But the Spurs, they built. Yeah, they small market.
Won.
Yeah, won. So they have a history.
They're a small market team that, if you look at that small market team, they've always had a big name. Duncan, David Robinson, Sean Elliott. Even going into Kawhi and going into they always drafted well. Foreign, yes, and that's the key,
player.
man.
There you go.
That's the key. Like I think when we talk, let's exclude San Antonio and let's just focus on Charlotte, New Orleans, Atlanta,
Houston. Houston in there.
Indiana. Like,
what about Utah? Utah before Carmelo and Stockton.
Sacramento.
Utah has been successful though.
Yeah, but they haven't.
Sacramento.
Yeah,
Sacramento's a good one. Yes.
Do you wake up every year and be like, this is Sacramento's year?
I can be a fan of those teams. Like,
hey man, they got a chance this year.
They got a chance this year, but see, it's the problem.
Not that much of a chance.
This is the issue with the NBA that I've had for years. When Derrick Rose goes to Chicago, they instantly get good, right?
Right.
So when Derrick Rose gets hurt after that, it's like
down here.
That would have been not LeBron. That would have been Kyrie Irving. But see, they got to build Cleveland back up because LeBron goes to Miami. See what I'm saying? See, Derrick Rose had a knee injury and possibly gonna come back. But they was like, who's the next? What's the next team that needs help building back up? It's LeBron's Cleveland team.
You're right about that, see.
Yeah. So
look how much money they lost when he left. The revenue downtown Cleveland was generating stuff when he would be there and everything. And when he left, it just went to just. You're right.
But you remember the Pelicans? They were for sale, and so Anthony Davis had to go there to make that owner, whoever was going to buy that team, man, y'all ain't got no star player. But you got one now, Anthony Davis coming out of Kentucky. We make sure he's there. It's like, man, this is not a conspiracy theory. These are you can see this with the naked eye. It's very obvious that they control where their players go.
Oklahoma City.
Oh man.
Seattle. I will never understand that one. Why would you take Seattle, Oklahoma City? And that's no disrespect to Oklahoma City, but I feel like Seattle, the city of Seattle, were robbed of an NBA team. But they were loyal and they didn't want to build a new arena. They built it for cheaper in Oklahoma City. Go ahead, Tyler.
That's a basketball town. I was just gonna say that's a basketball town too. Like you take a team from a basketball city to Oklahoma City, Oklahoma.
But the Pelicans and the Saints were going to be in Oklahoma. Now listen, here's a little history left in bed for you. You were about to be an Oklahoma Saint because
San Antonio,
Oklahoma. They were going there. They have jerseys where y'all play the so. They already had in their mind Oklahoma City was going to be something to them, and that's crazy. Like that's really crazy, man. You really think about it, like how Oklahoma City was always in play.
Well, the
Always.
Pelicans almost ended up in Oklahoma City. Remember?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
When Chris Paul was there, you remember?
I got a Chris Paul jersey with the OKC.
Yeah, because of Katrina. When Katrina happened, they moved him up to Oklahoma City.
Yeah, and bro, listen, I'm a most of my family is Saints fan. I did not want to see the Saints in San Antonio. That didn't sit right. I'm glad that didn't happen.
it feel right.
But I feel like the difference between the NFL and the NBA is more parity in the National Football League.
Mm-hmm.
They allow those teams to develop through the draft. We before now we were rebuilt through the draft. Like we were rebuilt through the draft. The draft is everything to the NFL.
Yeah, we saw Seattle. They were built through the draft. We see a lot of teams. The Bengals built through the draft.
You think about it, the NBA's issue. Sorry for cutting you off. The NBA's issue is their player development. That the college basketball game is so watered down and watching players undeveloped. Yeah,
college basketball is suffering.
That's a good point. That's a good. And yeah, like remember back when we were in high school, March Madness was like a freaking holiday.
Wonderful. Oh my goodness.
It was saying like getting everyone in, but now it's just like, oh, here's March Madness. I don't even hear nobody talking about their brackets. You know, you remember when Yahoo did it? I don't know if they still do the brackets or now on Yahoo.
They still do them. Yeah.
But everybody filled out
to make one every year.
Tons of brackets every year. But now it seems like it dropped some.
The issue is
not everybody's.
The issue is fundamental. Foreign players are more fundamentally sound. They've been playing pro basketball for years. They teach the basics of basketball. Here, it's not AAU. Is not the problem. The problem is everybody can coach it. It's like 7-on-7. Anybody can get a team.
Right.
And if anybody can do it, then there's corruption because everybody can't coach kids. They can't teach schematics and schemes and fundamentals and teach the game. And before Kobe passed away, rest in peace to him, you know, Kobe talked about changing that narrative. He wanted to change that about AAU because he wanted to get more coaches involved, like Tracy McGrady and a lot of those guys started coaching AAU to teach the fundamentals of basketball. The foreign players run the league because they watch them play, man. They're more physical and
play hard.
more fundamental.
The AAU circuit is nasty work, man. It's terrible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They asked me to play AAU when I was in high school. I turned it down. I didn't like the atmosphere. To be honest,
back then it wasn't so bad.
I just didn't like the competition. I didn't like it.
I've been coaching it for a long time, man, 20 plus years, and I took 5 years off. So my thing is, it's the parents. It's not.
I was just about to ask you about that.
But it's not the coach. It's some of the coaches, but it's mostly the parents because everybody's LeVar Ball with their kids. Everybody thinks their kid is the best kid, and then also it's pay to play. So if I pay $800 or $500 to $800 for my kid to play, they better play, and that's not how it is. You know,
we paying out the pocket for 7-on-7 right now.
Right. So therefore,
I think
the
next tournament is like $1,000, like a little bit over $1,000. So
right, that's a lot of money, man.
That junk ain't cheap, bro. So yeah, that's what 7-on-7 really is, like AAU ball. You can get your own team. You can sign them up. You just got to travel. You got willing to pay the money and travel.
But you know what would be better is, I think there's too many teams and not enough talent. 7-on-7 and with AAU because when we first started coaching, there wasn't very many teams, so all the talent was on one team. So you probably if you downside and cut down the teams, you get more quality because
how would you do that? Like how would you get your team? Would it be like a certification?
No, you would combine certification, but also you would combine. Let's say your team and DeMario Davis' team and another team combined.
Right.
So you got DeMario Davis and Harold Shaw got a team together. See that? Yeah. Then Cam Newton and his team combined with another team. Where they don't have to do that in other states. And Mississippi needs to do it because we don't have the resources and the actual, you know. And so therefore you downsize, you get the strongest team possible, then you go play Cam Newton's team.
Okay, I see what you're saying.
He has the resources to really travel and really compete on a high level because when you go out and you leave Mississippi and you playing those big teams,
we seen some Florida team. Like we play against some team from Florida. I forgot what they were yet. Man, they had about 20-some players on that squad. We had 12, I believe.
Yeah, so
and they had Team A and Team B.
Yeah.
That's
It was
good,
crazy.
though. Good.
Mm-hmm.
And see, when I started coaching AAU, Cynthia Cooper was at USC. I seen a lot of, Gino. I seen Pat Summit. I seen a lot of different people. I ran into a lot of different people. This is when AAU you can actually go to the campus. It was an unofficial visit where all our games was at Duke, North Carolina.
Okay.
You was on campus, Clemson, South Carolina, and so therefore they stopped it because it was an unofficial visit. The corruption comes in because now you have all these different guys putting on these tournaments. The guys who put on the tournaments are rich. See what I'm saying? If you had a 7-on-7 tournament here in Mississippi, you would never have to work again.
No, the fees are crazy.
Yeah.
Look for me. I'll go
what
ahead.
are you paying for? Think about it. If I put on a 7-on-7 tournament, where is that money going? I mean, I got a field. And then what am I providing? What am I providing actually?
You want to go there, see? We can go there now. Because I'm with you.
I never thought about that. All you're getting is an avenue for the players to come play.
You paying to play.
They don't go nowhere else. They go to them.
Where did y'all play? Where did y'all play y'all 7-on-7 game at?
First, we went to Vicksburg at the
where at?
I can't remember the field. It's a nice. It was at this park where they keep all their baseball. It was a huge park.
A recreational park.
Like a sports park.
No, it's like
a recreational park, pretty much, like with baseball fields and all that.
Yeah.
So what I'm saying
now, the last time,
what did they pay to use that field?
They probably pay whoever owns that park.
If the state owns it, it's public.
Recreational. Public.
Let me give you a better one though. The one in Pensacola, Florida. Now it wasn't no park like that. It was just fields. And I saw them setting up. They put the cones out where it was over the event, and they were setting up shop. It was just they found some football fields, and they we set up shop here.
That's somebody's land. They're getting paid to use.
Popping that money.
Yeah, cause his wasn't fancy like the 7-on-7 Premier League we played in. It wasn't fancy as the one in Vicksburg. I wish I had the name of the one in Vicksburg on me. But I see what y'all saying. I never thought about that. Cause they making
BOL 7-on-7 participation.
Hey, don't want to wear my BOL merch out there. Hey, I'm like, hey,
drop the flyer, man.
But I'm telling you, we do one tournament a year. You're gonna be paid in full.
Just Mississippi teams if you wanted to do that.
BOL 7-on-7 football tournament. You'd be like, sure.
Yeah, cause there's not one in. Well, there's some on the coast, and so that's about it. So that's why we traveling because all the major tournaments are out of state. But I'm trying to remember that field we played on in Vicksburg. Like I said, it was really nice. I just can't think of the name of the field. But anyway, all right, coming to a close. Anything else y'all want to bring up before we end the pod?
Good show.
Yes, indeed.
No, I want to close with this, man. Lord, I want to ask you to please touch Ben's heart when it comes to Cam Newton, LeBron James, and others.
You got a wild hate list.
Change him. Don't allow him to. Lord, don't allow him to escalate or reach the status of Skip Bayless, Colin Cowherd with Michael Jordan. Don't allow that to seep in his soul and his heart. All these things in your loving son, Jesus Christ's name. Amen. Amen.
Hey, I'm gonna bring in the views. Cause Ben got beef with. Some of these players, but it's not really a beef. I don't hate y'all. I don't hate these players.
We can make a mashup of just you and Cam Newton alone from this season.
I'm talking about he changes to like this crazy dog. He goes from like Yeah, drinking coffee. You say Cam is like throwing the coffee out off the table. He does that with LeBron too. He does that with LeBron and Deshaun Watson's in that group now. So,
I like Deshaun. Just keep him away from your sister and your mother. That's all.
You would hate. You like Deshaun. He went to Atlanta. He went to Atlanta and didn't visit the Saints. Ben was like, yeah.
We told the Falcons were saying. I said, yeah, he did it. Anybody made bad decisions like that, he did it. But I love to have Cam Newton show and talk about his career. You know, I asked him like, how come you didn't jump on that fumble in the Super Bowl? What happened there? I want to know what's going through your mind, Cam. What happened there, Cam?
I wouldn't have jumped down there either, Cam. That was awkward. That was an awkward dive,
brother. And they was already beat, bro. They was already beat, man.
And
so jump down there, he would see the concussion.
That's crazy. Right. But I don't know how LeBron on the pod, but you know what I'm saying. I listen in. I let T Wright host this. That's his boy.
And listen, bro. Encourage people to go watch it on YouTube. Everything.
Yes. Yes. Thanks. Yes. Yeah. Thanks for bringing it up. We 1 away from 50 subscribers on YouTube, man.
I'm looking at it right now, man. It actually looks totally different. It looks totally different on YouTube than it actually does on Facebook. Like,
right.
And I think what I'm gonna do is make sure I get my people to look at it. Just go look at it if you don't have any interest in it, or watch a little bit of, because podcasts can get lengthy. But they have segments, and
we're gonna try to cut it down some.
No, I'm saying cut clips out and just share the clips, man. That's all you gotta do.
Oh yeah, that's why I do. I try to find tidbits in here.
One more thing,
in shorts.
One more thing, like, and I'm not saying do it now, but the episodes we do, let's mark on the YouTube page, like our starting points of when we pick up different topics, so people can just go to it.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah, I haven't figured it out how to do that yet.
And TikTok, man. TikTok.
Most definitely. Man. So, hey guys, help us reach that 50 subscriber mark.
But look, I want to say this: T Wright going to the Saints game at 780 views. T Wright going back to the Saints game this year, ladies and gentlemen. We gotta make sure he gets down there because he's
he's the VOF correspondent. You know what I'm saying? We send him out to the parties, to the game.
Hell's game.
He said if he can just make a couple money off of that, he'll be good. He'll quit a job right now.
Yeah, T Wright did good.
He just want to travel the world and just meet different girls. That's all.
We're gonna make it happen.
To that last part.
Who that rapper that came out of that song? I got girls all over the world.
Wayne.
It's T Wright.
Young Money.
If I had a girl that listened
he got girls in Texas.
Ben broke up with fooling with Ben.
Tyler traveling to Texas. He got girls in LA. He got girls in Pittsburgh.
See, now you saying he pimping all over the world like Luda back.
Man, yeah, that's why he be going to these parties all the time. Correspondent.
Why you doing T Wright like that, man? You
just threw that man all the way out there.
All under the bus. Every time.
You got him out here like Deuce Bigelow or somebody.
Yeah, he got to get a phone call as soon as he get off the pod. I heard it.
He was just playing. I don't know what he told. He was just playing.
Like, he just be talking. I don't know what he be talking about.
Ben's a character.
What's in that coffee?
That's a good question.
Yeah, T Wright is he's our correspondent. So yeah, we need to make more games, T Wright. So we can post them. All right, guys. Thank y'all for tuning in. So like and subscribe on Facebook, Twitch, YouTube, Twitter, Instagram. And what I do is I try to follow back. So if you subscribe, I'm gonna subscribe back to YouTube. So thank y'all. All right, guys. Be easy.
Peace and blessings.
Tyler don't do nothing I wouldn't do.
All right.